Strive, we say alcohol reliance. Not to sugarcoat it, not to make it sound easier than it is, but to tell the truth. Because when I say you're alcohol reliant, I'm not saying you're fine. I'm saying that some part of you depends on alcohol to meet a need. Now that need could be safety, it could be connection. Maybe you just want to feel less invisible in the crowd, or maybe you want to get more control. Whatever that need is, it's really, really, really important that you get this in your head, that that part of you isn't broken. It is actually trying to help you survive. I don't think that's a disorder. I think that is adaptation. That is your nervous system doing what it was built to do, protect and keep you safe.
It's getting hot in here, but don't worry, I won't take off my clothes. What if the words you use to describe your drinking are the very thing keeping you stuck? What if being told you have a disorder is more damaging than helpful? Yeah, you've heard it before, right? Alcohol use disorder, the clinical stamp, the diagnosis, the box you're supposed to climb into, or the coffin. But here's the thing. I don't use that term. Not anymore. I haven't for a long, long time. Because at Strive, we don't call it a disorder. We call it for what it really is, alcohol reliance. And today, I'm going to tell you why that distinction changes everything. Hello, everybody. My name is Davy. I am not an alcoholic and I refuse to be anonymous. I am someone who lives a self-led life, alcohol-free as fuck. And I spend every waking moment of that life helping other people do the same. Like right now, ladies and gentlemen, words matter. Liza, my beautiful wife, used to tell this to me all the time. She used to say, Lee, you're a writer and you don't understand how important words are. You blow my mind. They do. Words really matter. They don't just describe our reality, they shape it. They build the walls we live within. And when I hear the word disorder, it doesn't land like a diagnosis. It lands like a verdict. It doesn't open me up, it shuts me down because it makes me feel like I'm defective, like I am the problem, like I somehow need to be fixed, right? And that kind of language, I don't know about you, but for me, it doesn't invite vulnerability. It actually activates the inner courtroom, and my wounded inner child parts, they rush in, gavel in hand, ready to defend, justify, and deny. And self gets ushered out before the gavel comes crashing down onto that wood, right? And I remember, I do, when I first began questioning my drinking, I wasn't lying in a ditch or clutching a bottle with puke dribbling all over me. I was just lost. I had wrapped my entire world around alcohol like a warm, worn-out jumper that smelled of home. It held memories, identities, routines, and I couldn't imagine who I'd be without it. And imagine you may feel the same. And if someone had told me back then that I had a disorder, I wouldn't have broken down in tears. I would have just built another wall because I wasn't looking for a diagnosis. I was looking for a way out. I was looking for a map, a mirror, a moment of truth that I could actually use. And that's the problem with medicalized language, right? It never illuminates, it just labels and leaves. So here's your moment to have a little pause, right? Have you ever questioned the language you use to describe your drinking? Are you repeating someone else's story about who you are? And what would change if you rewrote that story in your own words? Take a second, pause the podcast, pull out your journal or share your thoughts on social media or whatever podcast player you're on. You might be surprised what comes up and you could be helping somebody else. And we will be here waiting for you when you're ready. All right. Okay, welcome back. As a reminder, today's topic, why we say alcohol reliance, not alcohol disorder, and why that single shift could be the key to unlocking your freedom. At Strive, we say alcohol reliance, not to sugarcoat it, not to make it sound easier than it is, but to tell the truth. Because when I say you're alcohol reliant, I'm not saying you're fine. I'm saying that some part of you depends on alcohol to meet a need. Now, that need could be safety, it could be connection. Maybe you just want to feel less invisible in the crowd, or maybe you want to get more control. But whatever that need is, It's really, really, really important that you get this in your head, that that part of you isn't broken. It is actually trying to help you survive. I don't think that's a disorder. I think that is adaptation. That is your nervous system doing what it was built to do, protect and keep you safe. And when we name it that way, with clarity and compassion, 2 of the 8 C's of self, something magical happens. We get curious. 3rd of the 8 C's of self. We stop asking what's wrong with me and we start asking, what is this part of me trying to protect? That is a self-led question, a question from above the line, a conscious question. Self doesn't judge, it doesn't pathologize, self sees and self leads. And if we want to change our relationship with alcohol, and I'm pretty fucking sure you do, we don't start by diagnosing ourselves, we start by understanding ourselves, right? Today's daily vow. Today, I will not drink a drop of alcohol because I am not disordered. I'm listening to the part of me that relies on alcohol and I'm leading it home. Remember, language is a map. And if that map says disordered, you'll always think you're lost. But if it says reliant, suddenly there's a little room to wonder, to ask, to learn. You are not the problem. You're the one carrying the pain, the one surviving and the one ready to lead. I want to leave you with a reflection. I want you to really think of these questions and I want you to pause, reflect and share. I want you to tag me. I want you to email me or drop your answers in the Strive community wherever you are at a touch point with what I'm doing, right? Here are the questions. What labels have you accepted that don't belong to you? What labels have you accepted that don't belong to you? What would happen if you replace them with something more empowering? Okay, please share them because your story really matters. You matter, and I want you to be seen. I want you to be heard, and I want you to feel like you matter, right? So get your writing pad out and share it with us, okay? Be seen today. If this episode moves something inside of you, and not just that curry that you had last night, please pay it forward and send it to somebody else. Rate and review the show. Love to see those 5 stars. Give me 1 star if you think it's a bag of bones as well, because that would give me some feedback, right? Please press the subscribe button, and I urge you to join the Strive Method or get hold of our free book, The Liquid Lie, to learn more about what is going on, right? Just email me at thestrivemethod@gmail.com and I'll sort you out. Last but not least, do not drink today. You do not need to, right? I'm looking outside right now. It's a beautiful sunny day. What a great moment it is to be alive. Likely, very likely, there will be a 2 to 4 hour stretch where you feel like you will be struggling today. Okay? I just want you to remember in that moment that you're not disordered, that there's nothing wrong with you, and you were built as a powerful human being to get through those moments. All right? Until tomorrow, much love and strive on, everybody.